What's up everyone, it's Anna. Buying a car is a huge milestone, right? You spend weeks, maybe even months hunting down the perfect ride. But here's the catch, actually paying for it. Let's be real, dropping a giant pile of cash up front isn't an option for most of us. That's where car financing and leasing come in. They're like the two main highways to car ownership, but each has its own set of twists and turns. In this video, we're gonna break down these options, compare them side by side, and help you figure out which path is the smartest choice for your specific situation. Buckle up, let's dive in. Okay, so you've got your eye on that sweet new car, but you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars just lying around? Don't worry, most people don't. That's where car financing swoops in to save the day. Think of it like a big old loan. You're basically borrowing money from a bank, credit union, or even the car dealership itself to cover the cost of the car. Now, here's the deal. You don't get off scot-free. You'll be paying back that loan, plus interest, over a set period. We're talking like 3, 5, maybe even 7 years, depending on the loan terms. The longer you stretch out those payments, the lower your monthly bill, but you'll end up paying more in interest over time. It's a trade-off, my friends. Alright, let's talk car leasing. Imagine this. You want to drive a brand new car every few years without the commitment of actually owning it. That's the leasing life, my friends. It's kind of like renting an apartment but for your car. You sign a lease agreement, typically for 2 to 4 years, and make monthly payments to the dealership or leasing company. Here's the catch. Leasing comes with some ground rules. First off, mileage limits. They're gonna slap a cap on how many miles you can drive each year, usually around 10,000 to 15,000. Go over that limit, and you're looking at some hefty fees when you return the car. Second, customization is a no-go. Want to trick out your leased ride with some sweet mods? Think again. Most lease agreements frown upon any major modifications, and lastly, there are potential charges for excessive wear and tear. So, treat that leased car like it's your baby, okay? Chapter 3. Alright, time for a head-to-head car financing versus car leasing. Let's break it down in a way that even your grandma can understand. Financing? Think of it like owning a house. You're paying down a mortgage, and eventually that bad boy is all yours. You can paint the walls crazy colors, rip out the carpet, whatever your heart desires. It's your property. Leasing? More like renting an apartment. You're paying for the convenience of living there, but you don't actually own it. You can't just start knocking down walls or changing the flooring without the landlord breathing down your neck. Same goes for a leased car. You're paying for the right to drive it, but you gotta play by the leasing company's rules. Chapter 4. Let's dive deeper into the pros and cons of car financing, shall we? First up, the good stuff. When you finance a car, you're building equity. That means as you pay down that loan, you're actually gaining ownership of the vehicle. It's like a forced savings plan, but instead of money in the bank, you're building up value in your car. Another perk? No mileage restrictions. Want to take that baby on a cross-country road trip? Go for it. You can drive as many miles as your heart desires without any penalty fees. But here's the downside. Those monthly payments can be a real drag, especially if you're stretching out the loan over a longer period. Plus, cars depreciate like crazy, especially in those first few years. That means your car is losing value faster than you can say depreciation. It's the sad reality of car ownership. Chapter 5. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of car leasing. The biggest draw? Those sweet lower monthly payments. Since you're only paying for a portion of the car's value, your monthly payments will be significantly lower compared to financing. Plus, you get to drive a brand new car every few years without the hassle of selling your old one. It's like having that new car smell on repeat, but here's the catch, you'll never actually own the car. Once your lease is up, you gotta hand over the keys and walk away, unless you decide to buy it outright. And then, there are those pesky mileage restrictions and potential fees for going over. So, if you're a road warrior who clocks in serious miles, leasing might not be your best bet. So, there you have it, the ins and outs of car financing and car leasing. Ultimately, the best option for you boils down to your individual needs, financial situation, and how you plan to use the car. If you're all about that ownership pride, want the freedom to drive without restrictions, and plan on keeping your car for the long haul, financing might be your jam. But if you're on a tighter budget, love driving a new car every few years, and don't mind playing by the leasing company's rules, then leasing could be the way to go. Just remember, knowledge is power. Do your research, crunch those numbers, and choose the option that aligns with your financial goals and lifestyle. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. Until next time, happy driving.